receiving many questions about the situation of Harry Kane, because we know that during the week, Bayern, for the very first time, submitted a bid for Harry Kane, 70 million euros plus add-ons, absolutely not enough to convince Tottenham. It was not even a negotiation. Tottenham immediately said no to that kind of possibility, and they didn't consider that bid as something concrete or serious. So the intention of Daniel Levy, Tottenham chairman...
Sorry to interrupt him there. They didn't even consider it serious. Daniel Levy is a madman.
Remains the same, no intention to sell the player, and the idea is to continue with Harry Kane, to have a conversation, a direct conversation between Harry Kane and Ange Postecoglou to discuss about the project and to understand how to continue together. What's also real is that Harry Kane is open to make a move to Bayern. This is the reality. Harry Kane hasn't told at the moment to Tottenham that he wants to leave, but at the same time, the feeling on Bayern side is that Harry Kane is open to make a move.
Which is why they've bid. So Fabrizio saying open to the move. You will probably see other journalists in the coming days and week talk about personal terms being agreed or verbally agreed. Typically when teams make bids and they are moving towards another bid near and around that mid 80 million range, you'd invariably do that if you knew the player would join. But let's listen to some more Fabs here.
Knows that Thomas Tuchel really wants him, and so it depends more on the clubs than on the players, at least at this point. Then let's see what kind of position Harry Kane will have in the next days. But the reality is that Bayern have no intention to give up. From Bayern, they are prepared to attack the situation again. They will sign an important striker in the summer. They also had contacts, we know, for Osimhen, for Dusan Vlahovic, for Randal Kolomouani. So all players who are in the list at Bayern, but now they want to try again for Harry Kane. So they will take some time, then they will submit a new proposal. Let's see if it's going to be verbal or official, but Bayern will try again for Harry Kane. It's not going to be easy because Tottenham want to fight to keep the player. And
to follow on from what Fabrizio has said here, there's a few articles that are circulating that Bayern are preparing a new and improved offer of 86 million for Harry Kane. The Spurs hold out for a 9-figure transfer fee. They want £100 million plus for the player. And look, I think this situation is very, very simple. Although it's difficult, I still think it's simplistic. Harry Kane has got to force the move. Harry Kane has got to move the needle. Fabrizio said he's having talks with Postecoglou, and that'll be at some time in the next couple of weeks. But if Harry Kane wants to leave, if he wants to go and win the major trophies, he has to push for this move now. Yes, he could leave for free next summer, but who knows what's going to be going on? Who knows who Bayern might sign somebody else, and that works. Man United might bring in Højlund, and that works. They may think, actually, there isn't the space for you now. I'm not comparing Højlund to Haaland, but look at the difference in City 12 months later. They just didn't need Harry Kane because he had emerged, he was available, and has gone and done the business, and City have won a treble. Sometimes you can't just watch the parade go by, and you must make things happen in the here and now. Not always, but sometimes, and I believe this is one of those scenarios. I'm also hopeful that Man United's takeover goes through, and there's an opportunity for us to get back involved in this deal later down the line. Maybe there is a train of thought amongst Man United fans, pure fan theory, no journalists have corroborated this, that maybe, just maybe, there's a feeling that if Bayern can get close to a deal and a fee, Man United might sweep in rather than negotiating themselves and having Man United tax added to the situation. I'm hopeful of that, but it's purely a pipe dream as of now. Now, going to North London, staying with North London, but going to the red half of it, Fabrizio has stated that Arsenal are getting closer to completing their deal for Ian Timber. Sources feel it will be done next week. Negotiations are at the final stages since Thursday. More positive talks took place. Payments terms are being disclosed with Ajax, and then it's time for the medical. And some people would say, well, we know this deal was done, Terry. Mike Vaval, yesterday morning or late Friday night, early Saturday morning, claimed it was done. The clubs are waiting until the turn of the new month, of course, going from June into July for FFP reasons, more so for Ajax than Arsenal. And then the deal would complete. It would be finished. It would get over the line. A slightly different timeline, I suppose, from Fabrizio Romano. But I keep getting DMs. So listen, everyone knows I'm a content creator. I react to the news. We bring it here. We create a forum for you to have your opinions. But I must have had about 15 DMs since yesterday saying, Terry, are there any updates on Timber? Is there a problem? Firstly, I say go watch yesterday's video. I also share them to the articles and the posts via Mike Vaval. But look, this deal's done. Unless something catastrophic goes goes wrong with the player's medical, unless Arsenal out of the blue get an opportunity to sign somebody even better than Urian Timber, this is going to be a deal that completes. In my personal opinion, I trust Mike Vival. I actually think everything's done. I think everything has been agreed to, personally. I just feel that there's two things that happened at the same time. One, Arsenal had to go and get the Declan Rice situation resolved because they had Man City circling him. You then have Ajax saying, yo, look, we want to wait until the 1st of July. And what you probably found, if everything was done and agreed and they had to wait until July, is many people that work in the hierarchy of Ajax, and definitely the people working in the hierarchy, the decision makers, the money men and women at Arsenal, probably just took this weekend off. Especially Arsenal side of it. Done a brilliant job. 3 deals practically over the line in the opening 2 weeks of the transfer window. 200 million spent. Enjoy the weekend. Have a barbecue. Have a few drinks. Go out on your boats. Do a bit of fishing. Bit of retail therapy. Time with your kids, family, friends, partner, whatever it may be. Monday morning, we come back in and we press the go button on this deal. We get the medicals complete. We do the promo, the marketing, and we, let the Arsenal fans know that we mean business. My advice to Arsenal fans is I don't stop asking for updates. I get why you want it, but just stay relaxed. All the top journalists are saying very similar things to one another, but this just looks a formality from this point. Now, staying with Fabrizio Romano and in London, I want to talk a bit more about Chelsea. We had a video that went out about a potential bid for Vlahovic. Sources in Italy claiming that Chelsea are eyeing a bid for the player. Now, you'll all have different feelings towards that. You'll all think different things, and I'd love to get your comments on that. Would he be the right player for them? How much would he improve Chelsea? But I want to focus here on this bit of update because I think this is significant in terms of what Chelsea do in terms of buying somebody else in those areas. Fabrizio here says Inter are expected to contact Chelsea again next week in order to advance on the Lukaku deal. New round of talks could take place after signing the Brozovic deal. New approach expected for a loan move with a buy clause and a potential payment in installments. They want to keep Lukaku. Lukaku wants them. And of course, Chelsea are going to try and drive the best bargain, the best deal possible for them. Of course they are. Why would they not? It's imperative that they get the best deal for themselves possible. So I'm really intrigued to see what they do here. There was a lot of talk that Lukaku could come back, but it appears as of right now that there is no real desire from the player or from Maurizio Pochettino to try and make this third time lucky for Chelsea and Lukaku. I actually think there's a saying they use in this world that an X is an X for a reason. And typically, only typically, not always, but typically, that's true. And off the top of my head, just sitting here, I can't think of very many players that return to their clubs and do as well or better. And you probably in the comment sections are going to give me some examples that I'm forgetting. So let me know. Shows your great football knowledge in the Football Terrace community. Let me know who those players are. But typically when someone leaves, they never come back as good a player. Or if they're fouled at a younger age, has anyone got any examples of a player that left young and then came back to their parent club or one of their clubs from an earlier age and smashed it? Because for the life of me, I can't think of one. Not loaned out, but sold. And I could be completely forgetting. And I don't even want Paul Pogba to be used as an example because he barely played for the first team. I'm talking flopped in the first team, left and came back even better. I can't even think of one. My mind's gone blank. So let me know in the comment section below. But this is going to be another one of those key exits, I think, before Chelsea really hit this market hard for new strikers, more new midfielders, and potentially bolstering the back line in a certain area, maybe in the fullback positions. They may look at them, but we will see. As ever, I'd love you guys to hit the like and the share button. I'd love to know what you think about the Kane deal. Should he be pushing for a move to Bayern Munich? How key do you think that is from his point of view to do that? Of course, Arsenal and Urian Timber. I think for Arsenal fans should be relaxed. We keep getting positive news come through. So why all the questions? I need to understand why. And of course, with Lukaku leaving Chelsea, are you happy about that, Chelsea fans? Who should his replacement be? Is Jackson enough? Or should there be more? Hit the like and the share button. Please make sure you're subscribing. Another 300 people yesterday on Saturday turned on the bell notifications, which is just mind-blowing to me personally. So thank you. Until next time, take care. Goodbye. God bless. And we'll see you all again soon. Thank you.